believe in the concept of trap games, and is this upcoming game one of those?
I mean, I understand the psyche of players and teams, and I understand that North Carolina name is more recognizable than any other name on our schedule, but it is a game that's I understand how good they are, and they've played a really tough schedule, played some great teams, obviously beat Georgetown. They had a chance to beat Florida State late, and so my job as a coach and their job as players to figure out to make sure we're ready and have the same mindset we did against North Carolina.
You kind of mentioned those games when you're telling these guys about Northeastern.
Absolutely, and the one thing I think we have is a great deal of trust and a good relationship between our guys. So when we tell them things, if we play a really bad team, we don't build it up like they're the best team in the world. And so I think we've earned that trust with them. And so when we tell them that Northeastern is a very good team and it's our first true road game, I think they will listen. And again, it's my job to make sure they understand that, and it's their job to listen.
Speak to the strengths of Frazier. Obviously voted the Conference USA Player of the Week, I guess the second week in a row. Just talk about him and his development as a player for you guys thus far.
Well, he's playing really well and scoring the ball really well. I think that there's a lot of progress still to be made, especially at the point guard spot. He's going to be the leader of this team, handling the ball and making a lot of decisions, and he's doing a lot of good things. I thought he managed the North Carolina game really well, especially in the second half. Even though we didn't score a ton of points and get a lot of field goals in that second half, I thought he managed the game well, and I think that's the next big step for him, is go beyond the scoring part, and I think his assists will continue to go up and turnovers continue to go down, and that's going to be the next part of his transition.
And I know you don't want to hang on games for too long, but how has the energy and motivation been in practice this week after the win over North Carolina?
Well, we took a day off and kind of had a half practice yesterday and let them focus on the last week of school here and let them enjoy that game a little bit. But today it's going to be all business. For the rest of the week now it's all business and focusing on Northeastern.
What stands out about Northeastern when you look at them on film? How much have you seen of them?
Well, their strength, I haven't watched a ton yet, but their strengths are up front. They have a great front line, some skilled guys, and a lot of their strengths match up to our strengths. And so it'll be interesting to see who wins the rebounding battles and things like that. So it'll be a great challenge, and again, our first true road test, so we'll need to be ready.
You guys are number one in the country at this point, rebounding. I know you talked a lot about rebounding. Did you ever tell hey, I want you guys to be the number one team in the country, stuff like that, or just win the rebounding war every game?
No, we don't talk with specifics like that, but we do just emphasize certain things, and rebounding has always been one of those things. And again, we do have good personnel in basically every position to rebound, so that's helpful as well. But that's more just an emphasis, and don't get a whole lot into specific numbers.
When you guys were selected for the Atlantis tournament, I guess something that Trey told me you guys knew about probably before now, but just being selected to play with that group of players says a lot about where you guys are at right now.
Yeah, the whole goal we're trying to do right now is build a program. If we would have lost the North Carolina game, it would not have ended our quest to really develop this program and grow the program and grow the brand. But going to the Atlantis tournament will be a great opportunity for us. It's going to put us on a national stage for 3 days playing against some of the best teams in the history of college basketball. So it's a step in the right direction for the program, and again, trying to get national exposure, national attention, and then we need to put the work in behind it to make sure we have a successful trip at that point.
Is Northeastern, I know last year you guys got them pretty good here. Is it the same type of team? Do they return a lot of the same guys from what you can tell? Or?
They return some of the guys. They do have some transfer in, and they have some new bodies as well. And with the teams, it's a lot of times just how things are meshing together and how they are accepting their coaching. And they have a team right now that seems to be accepting the coaching and really fitting into the style of play that they're trying to run.
Anything else, guys?
Yeah, just real quick. You said before that Rob Williams is a great teammate. I heard you say that about him. In his case, what does that mean? I mean, what do you mean when you say something like that about him?
Well, he's willing to accept any role on the team, and if it's a scoring role, if it's a defending their best player role, whether it's just being a great teammate or a leader role, whether it's not playing, it doesn't matter. He wants to be helping the team any way he can, and not only says that, but he genuinely means it. And I think because of that, because of his work ethic, he's gained a lot of respect from the players, and he's become a great leader for this program.
Have there been times with him in the past where he'll go up and get a rebound between two guys that are much bigger, or get to a loose ball or something where you go back and look at a film and think, boy, how did he get that? How did he get that ball?
No question. I mean, it's almost every game there's one loose ball or rebound that he has no business getting, but just the determined attitude that he has, he ends up coming up with them.